passenger has died. He was murdered. The murderer is on the train with us now. And every one of you is a suspect. So, let us catch a killer.
Another 2017 novel adaptation. This one was directed by Kenneth Branagh and is based on the Agatha Christie classic of the same name about a character known as Hercule Poirot. It features an all-star cast of Willem Dafoe, Josh Gad, Leslie Odom Jr., Penelope Cruz, Daisy Ridley, Judi Dench, Michelle Pfeiffer, Johnny Depp, and Branagh as the Belgian detective. Somebody on the train has been murdered. They're stranded in the snow, and Poirot must find the killer before he strikes again. If you like murder mysteries and or classic novels, chances are you're familiar with the source material. As someone who has not read the novel, and probably won't be reading it anytime soon thanks to the number of books I have yet to finish, I had no idea how the story was going to turn out. So it was nice to go into a murder mystery completely blind for a change. Not literally blind, just, you know. I remember a few years ago watching the British series with David Suchet as the Belgian detective, so I have some form of comparison. However, for the most part, Kenneth Branagh gives a solid performance as Poirot. He puts a lot of work into the accent, but it doesn't sound like he's trying too hard. The entire cast gave off solid performances, and in a movie with this many A-list actors, that can be quite the accomplishment. And what really made the whole murder mystery element was that you got to see the case through Poirot's eyes. You see how motives are established. You have the assistant who stole money, you have the governess who knew someone related to the victim. Everybody had their reason for wanting to kill the guy, and you follow Poirot along as he puts the pieces together to figure out who the culprit is. Now this movie isn't what I would call Oscar-worthy, but it definitely got snubbed for best cinematography. This is probably the first movie I've seen in ages that did not have a single bad shot throughout the entire runtime. Alright, there was one bad shot, but the rest of the movie was so well done that I was willing to look over it. It's like, you guys messed up this one scene right here, but because the rest of the movie had such good cinematography, I'm just gonna put it to the side and we'll just forget about it. What I liked was that there was an emphasis on wide shots, tracking shots, top-down shots, and establishing shots. When a movie is shot that way, it can really bring you into the world. Screenwriter Michael Green has had a busy 2017. On top of penning the script for this movie, he also served writing duties for Logan, Alien Covenant, and Blade Runner 2049. Not to mention he is also executive producer and the creator of American Gods. However, I think he should have taken a break somewhere along the line, as his packed schedule might have affected the writing of this movie. It doesn't always work. Sometimes you have a scene that's going great, it's going really well, but then it suddenly drops off and the movie scrambles to find its footing again. And there were times where the performances felt a little bit lazy. There were definitely moments where you could feel the energy and passion coming from the actors, but there were also times where I felt as if the actors didn't really want to be there. Although given the number of big names and the budget, it's highly likely that they were there because they wanted to do the movie. They weren't just there for another paycheck. Maybe it was a mistake in the editing room where someone put in a bad take rather than the good one. Now here's a common problem with 2017 films that this movie had. It dragged out near the end. They were building up the suspense as to who was the killer, who did it, who was the culprit, who picked up the knife, who get on with it. Then after that little moment, there's a good 5, 7, maybe even 10 minutes before the credits start rolling. It's probably more like 3 minutes, but again, because the movie just dragged out near the end, it felt longer than that. Murder on the Orient Express came out right between Thor Ragnarok and Justice League, and it was pretty obvious it was made more for those who don't like superhero movies rather than those who are fans of Agatha Christie's novel and the Poirot character. The movie isn't terrible, it has its strong moments. What bothers me is that it settled for being an okay movie when it could have been a great movie. Hopefully Michael Green takes some pointers on where to improve, and maybe take a vacation. If he's going to pen the script for Death on the Nile, then I want that script to be good. Murder on the Orient Express is a passable movie where the pros and the cons balance each other out. It's worth paying money to see, if it's at the cheap seats. Alright, that's my review of Murder on the Orient Express. Have you seen it? What did you think about it? Leave your answer by commenting down below. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And as always, this is the Canadian Movie Buff saying, I hope you had a fantastic weekend at the movies. And Season 3 has just begun. See ya!